war face. Now let me see your war face. Ah!
Hey guys, it's me, Curtis. We're gonna do something awesome today, and that would be me first answering your guys' questions, which I'm glad I got a lot more questions this time. I believe I had 7? Yeah. So, I'm gonna answer your guys' questions. I'm gonna read them off the bat, and then I'm gonna answer as best as I can, just right off the bat. So let's go right into it, alright? Okay, so the first question I have here is, now, I've already answered this question several times, but I decided one more time to clarify because I have gotten some people not understanding what I'm doing. So I'm going to clarify. I go to Norwich University. That's in Northfield, Vermont. Now, some people, I don't know why, some people said I went to Notre Dame. I went to an academy, which is not technically an academy. It's just a private college that has civilians here as well. So that's that. And and then the second question, what are you studying? So, I was studying civil engineering, but that's not me anymore. I'm switching to communications, which is basically like what I'm doing now. But with communications, you kind of have like to choose a concentration. Like, oh, you can do communications in radio, you can do communications in TV or something else, you know. So I decided to choose digital media, which is like the TV version of that. So the next question here is, so there's some of the new classes that I'll be taking. So I was just recently filling out my paper for like what classes I'm going to be taking to give to the Air Force, so they understand like, hey, this is what I'm getting. I'm not trying to cheap out and stuff like that. I'll be taking like communication classes first of all, so like digital graphics and effects and stuff like that, and then I'll have to take a little bit more English classes. Those aren't my favorite type of classes to be taking, but I'm hearing that they're a little bit more easier in like my sense, because like I'm not like an essay guy. Like I can do like stand up, speak up to you with a script in my hand kind of guy, and like something that I actually like to talk about, not why do millennials get so offended? I don't frickin' know. Right. That annoys me too. Just saying. Off topic. So yeah. I also will be taking some psychology classes. I have to take 2 different psychology classes. That'll be interesting. I also have to take a computer science class. Like coding and stuff. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'll take it with the best I can. But yeah, I'm doing that too. So there's not really any ghost sightings, really. There's probably anything like Cadre just messing with you, saying like, dude, this place is really haunted. And then they're like, really? Is it that haunted, or were you just drunk? There's been like legends and myths, like there's, especially with alumni, because it's like the oldest building of all the barracks. It's the oldest barracks. There was a older brother that came here, and he got like, he killed himself, hanged him in his room or whatever, and that room is still available. A few years later, his younger brother comes in and goes in that same room, starts hearing crap, and then hanged himself as well. And so yeah, there's like that, and then like that apparently there's like a ghost or something around there. But I really haven't seen anything. That's not like something that happens, really. The Dewey Hall ghost, its own kind of thing. Like I haven't seen anything about it, but like I don't even know the whole story about it, but like they say it's haunted. So I'm not gonna really argue with it. I'm just like, all right, that's you. You tell me your experience when you have the time. But yeah. Most of the time, I think it's just like they're on something at that time, and they're not really sure what the hell's going on. So, yeah. And yes, this is a very old school, so, I mean, like, technically this school, it's like these buildings itself have been around since like 1860. And even though like the school started back in 1819, it had to move to a different place. So yeah, like its actual roots and stuff didn't start till like the 1860s. Civil War time. There's a lot of history, like, and they make sure you understand that there's a lot of history here for you to learn about. There's also something called the tunnels that run underneath apparently the school, and like there's been a lot of speculation. Sometimes the cadre will mess with you and say like, hey, yeah, I've seen them. I've actually accidentally fell into one of them. And like, okay, so I got like, hey, let's go try to see if find them. And there's some other rooks that wanted to do that, but it never actually happened because we don't have the time to go do that crap. Unless like we're sneaking out, that doesn't happen either. Unless we're rooks and stuff, but we don't, stuff. So yeah, and there's also like this. It's like the Illuminati of the school, the sabers and skulls, whatever. Like they used to actually be a real thing, but they since banned it because of harassment and stuff that was within the club, and they're like, nah, we can't have that here at the school. So they got rid of it. But apparently they still had like a bunch of members that were still there, and they did secretly things. And apparently it went so far as to actually end up having somebody die, is what I was told. So I was like, that's cool. Yes, there is a museum here. They have the actual own Smithsonian Museum here at the college, just for Norwich. The college itself, because it's the oldest military college. Cool, right? It's the birth of ROTC. There are works within the museum, and there are also actually some in the Chow Hall. So there's some in the Chow Hall. There's some in the. There's a little bit in every place, because everything's about history here a lot. Just because of this, how old this place is, they really want to make sure you understand that there's a tradition, and you have to. You want to stay along those lines of the traditions. So with that, you end up having really old art, from the 1800s, late 1800s. They have two big repainted murals in the Chow Hall. It's some of the old commanders and stuff that came from the school that did were in wars and stuff, and it kind of commemorates them. So that's cool. So next question. So that kind of goes with the Halloween thing. Even though I'm sending this past Halloween, most of these questions came in before Halloween. For most of the school, we're a military school, so we can't do anything stupid or crazy. Right. If you're a rook, it's harder because you have to really be creative and kind of figure out something. But we do get to dress up, depending with your cadre, with whatever materials you have. That includes civilian, which is cool. You can actually use those too. But for my Halloween thing, mine's not really appropriate, and things for school here, it's funny to be heinous, and that's the little terminology we use for being outrageous or the bad recruit, if you will. And I wouldn't say mine was the most heinous. There were some that were really bad, but I don't think it was anything that was gonna get anybody in trouble. But it was more of a funny Halloween. It wasn't to be scary in any way. It's supposed to be mocking other people that we know within our platoon and whatever. So that's pretty cool. Now on the other side, we do have legends, and it's not just for Norwich. It's for Northfield in general. Northfield has this thing known as the Pigman. The Pigman is basically your typical mythological local creature thing. And basically it was the idea that during the midnight mischief night or something like that, the night before Halloween, there was this kid back in the 50s apparently went out in the fields or whatever, and he didn't come back, and apparently he just started going weird. He killed a pig, cut off his head, gutted out the head, put the head on top of his head, became Pigman. Yeah. So with that, the Pigman thing, so basically he comes around, try to kill you. That's one thing. But then he also will have bestiality with other pigs, and then he'll make half human, half pig offspring, and then obviously that's supposed to be terrifying as hell. So that's cool. No, look it up online. There is the thing called the Northfield Pigman. Question number 3. As a rook, you're required to learn and memorize a lot of things, and one of them is the Norwich song. It's called Norwich Forever. Now there's a few lines in here and stuff, but we're only required to learn the first 4. So I'm going to read them off as I would in tune, because there's like a little tune that we actually have when we're supposed to be singing it. So we memorize this, but it's only the first 4 lines, and I'm not even going to look at the book because I know I have it memorized. So first of all, Norwich Forever is basically supposed to be like, yeah, Norwich, yeah, and it's just to like, everything about Norwich is about time and its traditions. It really is, and so this song kind of like contributes to a little bit of that. Norwich forever, queen of the hills, when far from thee still, memories, thrills, recalling scenes and old friendships, songs and old cheers, memories that fade not through the changing years. Yeah, that last part's kind of weird. Mainly when we're singing this, we're like shouting it and it's not like we're not singing it for the most part. When we actually do have to sing it, it's like almost a hum the whole time. And there's only a few times we did it. The first time as rooks that we had to do it, we didn't understand that we had to do it slow and soft. So we were still doing it soft. We were doing it too fast. And we weren't hearing the music because it's so far away and everyone else was kind of like just humming along. Everything was distorted and we got messed up. So yeah, that's Norwich Forever. Last question. So the dance was okay. It wasn't like a big thing for me. They had like, don't get me wrong, they had casino tables. They played blackjack, roulette, and craps. I lost a lot. The whole casino thing, it's free. You're just trying to win a prize by keeping amount of money and then donating it, giving it back, so you get the ticket, and then like that ticket you get in for a raffle. That's how that works. I'm just not good at gambling. That's that. Then there was the dance. They actually had a live band there for the beginning. And then once the band left, the actual like modern day music that you would do for like a rave or whatever, it was there, and that was cool. The problem was that I didn't have the date and went stag, and I thought I was you know what, I'll have fun on my own. I've done it before. It's not gonna be a big problem. I got bored so quick. It was just, I was looking around. I was walking around the entire gym the whole time, just like, okay, I'll pick up a conversation with somebody eventually. Oh, okay. And then I started after I'm like walking around, I got really bored. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go get a snack. Maybe I'll pick up a little conversation at least over by the snack little line they have. So I'm like grabbing some food and stuff, and I start eating more and more and more. I'm like, I feel so guilty with myself now that I'm eating so much. I don't need to be eating this much. So then I'm like, God damn, I can't do this. Why? So I left. Went outside, got a breather. I'm like, let me get some fresh air. Maybe I'll come back in and do it. So I'm thinking, I'm like, God, this is annoying. Round 2, I go in, and the party actually starts getting a little bit more lit. But I'm like, bleh now. I don't have any more chips because I gave my chips to somebody else, so I can't go gamble anymore. Not gonna do it anyway. But I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I promised a dance with this girl, stood around her for a little bit, and she like deserted me. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go. And I just went back to barracks. Yeah, that was fun. And then the other part was like, are you expected to learn ballroom dancing? No, there is a club for ballroom dancing. Like, there's a proper way to do it and all of that, but you're not required to learn how to ballroom dance. Part of it is like, a formal dance, and the end of the dance is hype. Yeah. Okay guys, thanks for all the questions. I appreciate the effort that was made by all you guys. I would like, more than just like 3 different people to ask these questions, because it seemed like you guys were trying to gather. I would like to see more than just 3 different people try to actually ask a question, because variety, if it's all coming from the same person, they kind of know like especially because most of it was my family. Thanks for helping out. But I'm asking more about my friends. Like, if anything, you guys probably should have more of the questions about anything, because you might be coming in this situation soon, college in general. And so if you have those questions, make sure you ask me. I will do the best I can to answer those questions. But yeah, a lot more questions, that's better. With that, I'm going to leave on this note, and we'll go to the next thing.